podcast where we drink with the Mormons, strange and peculiar people they may be. Come hear the stories we were taught in our childhood. Come drink and join our eternal family. Come drink and join our eternal family.
Welcome back to the Drunk Mormon Podcast.
Pioneer Day Part 2.
This is the podcast where we get drunk and talk about people who never get drunk.
The Mormons.
I'm David John Banks. I was raised Mormon.
I'm Lauren Sackwich, and I've never been Mormon.
And we're your hosts.
Hi.
So this is part 2 of our Pioneer Holiday special.
Mm-hmm.
Pioneer Day is a big Mormon holiday.
As I found out today.
And if you haven't listened to part 1, and this is where you're starting...
Stop!
You have 2 options. Either go back, or 2, you can always double down and just stick with it and keep going.
Yeah, well, those are the options available to you. But the last episode is a good one, I think. So you should stop, rewind, listen to it, and then come fresh-faced for Pioneer Day Part 2.
Which is what
Just like we did. This
is Pioneer Day Part 2 right now. And we are recording this on Pioneer Day. We just finished doing all the things we did, and we're going to tell you about them.
Yes.
But of course, this is being released a week later. So let's quickly recap what is Pioneer Day. It is July 24th. It commemorates when then Prophet Brigham Young showed up in the Salt Lake Valley and said, this is where the Mormons are going to live.
Yeah.
And I guess really what we should do is pick up where we left off last time, which is we were getting ready to head to downtown Salt Lake City and pitch a tent. And so, Lauren, set the scene. What was it like as we drove down the streets to find a place to camp out?
It was super crowded. We couldn't really find...
It was, what, around 10?
It was around like 10:30.
At night.
And people were already camped out. They had blankets down. We ended up parking and walking down and finding a place that was open. And I feel like the rest you can hear from the clip.
Yeah, we pulled out our microphone. They're on the scene.
Yeah. So
let's go ahead and cut away to our reporters in the field. Us. In the past.
Roll the clip, baby.
About 24 hours ago.
Oh my god. Okay.
So, hold on. So, this is the night of July 23rd, which, as we all know, is Pioneer Day Eve.
It's the eve of Pioneer Day.
What are we doing?
Okay, we are doing one of the weirdest things we're doing one of the most peculiar things I think I've ever done. We are currently in a tent that we've pitched on the sidewalk.
In the grass.
In the grass of the sidewalk. In Salt Lake City. We are camping out.
On South Temple, which is one of the main streets of Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Also, we're not alone.
There are so many people here. There are a lot of families.
I didn't think we were going to find a spot.
Right, we're on an incline.
Like, I would say this is a good 30 to 40 degree incline.
Yeah, I don't think this was anybody's first choice.
It wasn't ours.
But it was our
first opportunity. Hear that? That's just how it is down here right now.
There's pedal bikes. There are people with like full tailgating spreads. Like, this is a thing.
Like, everyone's just driving around in their crazy fancy cars and their hydraulics and their red, white, and blue and their loud teenager music.
Yeah.
There's also loud teenagers.
I'm ready for people to like throw candy at me tomorrow. I am so excited and like a little confused and just like really enjoying being in this camaraderie.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was
that was a gang of children on razor scooters.
Yeah.
I was scared for my life. It's 11:15 p.m. so those children should absolutely be asleep. They're too young to be out this late. Well, tomorrow's Pioneer Day, so we're gonna wake up.
If we fall asleep.
Assuming we are able to fall asleep, we'll wake up, and then the parade will just be right here.
So wish us good luck, and if nothing else happens, we'll see you all in the morning.
Woo! Okay, it's 7 a.m. We're now awake inside of our tent. And there are people running a marathon outside. There's like a Pioneer Day marathon, and I don't know how they're doing it.
Well, I guess they're just putting one foot in front of the other.
That's very inspirational. Okay, we had 2 hours until the parade. So, we're gonna...
I think I might need caffeine. Not coffee.
Oh, we're gonna get some caffeine. My voice is shot. How many hours
did we sleep?
Not many. Okay, we're gonna get some caffeine. We'll see you on the other side. Bye. Okay, we are here.
We're at the parade.
We're
sitting on our camping chairs on the curb. South Temple, downtown Salt Lake City. South Temple's the name of the street. Set the scene for us, Lauren.
Well, the streets are lined with families. Everybody's in their camping chairs.
We went to go get caffeine. I ended up just getting orange juice. By the time we got there, I was awake.
I am not. But we made it out of the tent.
We did.
Our mattress deflated in the middle of the night.
As expected.
So we're really just on point for where we wanted to be this morning.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. There's a countdown.
There's a bunch of like reenactors dressed up as old pioneer soldiers walking by right now, including a couple young boys, and in the back a couple women. Oh, see, those are hand carts.
Those are hand carts. They are pulling hand carts.
What does it look like?
I mean, it looks like a big wagon, and there should be ox at the front, but instead it's just people.
And everyone's dressed.
Well, they have their own companies. 1856, the Willie Company, the Evans Company.
Sawyer.
Then a kid just ran in front of the hand cart.
Oh, there's some fucking horses too. Look at that.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I should probably watch my language. This is a family event.
Love this guy. Well, now we're with the Utah Scottish, I guess. Seems like a very big population. These are more bagpipers than I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. Maybe we should find a nice Scottish husband instead of a Mormon one.
You know what? I'm kind of into that. Point of contention, nobody's thrown us candy yet. I was told there would be candy. Okay, so this one's like future pioneers. There's
Literally aliens.
And 2 pioneers dressed as old-time pioneers, but with like gold future aprons and vests. I don't know what to make of this.
So now we have Real Salt Lake, which is the Utah soccer team. I feel like maybe we don't want a Mormon. We don't want a Scottish person. We want a soccer player.
I like this clan.
Oh my goodness.
I want the redheaded one.
Are we allowed to get in the back of the truck with them?
I mean, if we're fast enough.
Oh, look, there's another truck. I kind of like the first truck better.
All right, we got a BYU float coming up.
Uh-oh.
It's your people.
Wait. What are they wearing?
I don't know. Half the float is period and half the float is not. It's confusing.
It is confusing, but you know what? It's consistent in the fact that it's not consistent
Yes.
as far as Mormons go.
And now another sweating marching band.
Park City High School.
All right, so we're 40 minutes into this parade and we are still going strong.
Yeah, I mean, the parade's going strong. I don't know that I'm going
No,
strong.
we're having some problems.
I'm hot and tired and I'm ready to go. But
we are gonna see
we're gonna
this
see it
parade out.
through. We're gonna double down.
Much like our friends, the Mormon Church.
I saw some double takes from that Marine. I don't know who he's looking at. It kind of looked like both of us.
Definitely you.
Is he Mormon? I don't know. Is he gay?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Because he was tall, too. That's what we came for today.
That's what we. Oh my God! This is a freaking tank.
Oh my God!
There's three full-on tanks. Are we recording this?
Yeah.
This is just a straight-up army tank with a giant gun.
Also, I want to go catch back up to that Marine.
Go run, chase your dreams, TJB.
Where did he go?
He just turned
He
the
like
corner with the
literally
rest
kept
of the
looking
parade.
back at us multiple times.
Oh, did he really?
Yes. Oh, that would piss off my Air Force dad so much if I brought home a Marine. What do we see over there?
It's the finish line. It's the finish
It's
line.
the last float. 101.
101.
Thank God. Except no, there's more stuff behind it.
No, this is finish.
No. It's just their
my God,
decoration.
that's just the decoration.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's so misleading.
It's not over.
That's so
There's more.
misleading.
There's another marching band at least. Oh my God. Okay, I think that.
This has to be the end.
This has to be the end.
A box truck just pulled onto the street. This has to be the end. Although disappointingly, the prophet was not here. All right, we need to go be in the shade now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pack up our stuff.
So this is the end of the parade. We stayed through the whole thing.
Wait, sorry, it's 10:58, so this parade was 2 hours long.
2 hours long. And now we're getting the hell out of here because this is going to turn into a madhouse.
Yeah.
But we still have to take our tent down.
Oh God, all right.
So let's take the tent down, let's get back to the car, and make a plan from there.
Great.
Okay, so the parade finally finished. I think there were 117 floats.
Yes, there were.
Well, some of them were floats and some of them were marching bands.
Some of them were like cars and horse-drawn carriages.
So, the other thing we should probably do before the rodeo tonight is celebrate the other holiday that's happening today.
Okay, I haven't seen anybody or anything like posted around town for this holiday. So
Yeah.
what is it?
So, for people who don't want to celebrate Pioneer Day because they aren't Mormon or they just don't care, there's another option. Mm-hmm. And because of the nature of our podcast, it makes sense for us to celebrate both.
What is it?
So today, I think we should not only celebrate Pioneer Day, but celebrate Pie and Beer Day, which is a real thing.
Pie and Beer Day.
Yep, Pie and Beer Day.
Okay.
And so go get ourselves some pie and some beer.
Oh my God.
Okay, so we are on State Street, downtown Salt Lake City, and I don't want to walk around because it's hot, so let's go hop on the streetcar.
Okay. And we're on,
The tracks.
yeah, the UTA tracks, which like is actually super nice.
Yeah, so we're on the local streetcar.
Pioneer Day.
Pioneer Day.
Pie and Beer Day.
Yeah. And they actually have an official event now. Originally, it started as a joke that someone made. Because it's just kind of a rhyme, you know?
Right.
And then they decided that they were actually going to hold an event, and now they're having their 5th one.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's down at Beer Bar, downtown Salt Lake. What happens is this year they have 21 different local craft brews to pair with 21 different pies.
Oh, cool.
But it's ticketed,
Oh.
and tickets cost $25.
Huh.
So I thought maybe we would just find pie by ourselves.
Yeah, I have faith in us.
So let's just go see if we can find pie somewhere else.
Cool.
Okay, do you recognize where we are?
We're at the City Center Mall.
The City Creek Mall.
City Creek Mall.
The City Center station at the City Creek Mall.
And I can see the temple
And we can
with
see the
Morona. Do you think there are restaurants in here? We're looking for pie. We decided pie first.
And then beer.
after.
Because I don't know, I feel like it'll be hard to find them together except at that one place. So we'll just do it separately. We're going to piece this holiday together an item at a time. So there's a Kneader's Bakery.
Okay.
They might have pie.
Oh, there's a Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, there's
They'll
a
have
Cheesecake
it.
Factory. Yeah, will they have pie or will they just have cheesecake?
I mean, I feel like that's kind of a technicality, isn't it?
So they just have cheesecake?
Well, it is
I don't-
a Cheesecake
does that count?
Factory. I don't know.
Well, let's try the bakery first.
All right, we'll try the bakery.
Let's see what we can find. Oh,
I see cake.
I see cakes.
Oh,
Chocolate
they
chip
got
cookies.
little
cream
honeybee
cheese
sugar
brownie.
cookies. That's cute.
Honeybee sugar cookies.
Brownies. Carrot cake. Oh,
Is that a pie? That's a tart.
oh, that's a tart. I'm sorry.
Well, I feel like a tart is closer than.
I feel like a tart is a tiny pie.
Does that count? This
I mean,
is
a
like an honest
tart is a
question.
tiny pie. It's in a pie crust. What's the difference between a tart and a pie?
Are we allowed to be picky about the pie?
I feel like we are.
Okay, I say there's also another bakery down the corner,
Yeah.
so
We'll try it out.
we'll try there. Can we go out this way?
Yes.
I mean, maybe we're being too picky, but this is my pie and beer day, and if I'm not going to do it right, I don't want to
We could
do it
have
at all.
Pizza pie.
We could have pizza pie.
Okay, we're gonna look at the Cheesecake Factory menu and see if they have pie.
Oh yeah, it's posted outside the door.
Yeah.
So now we don't even have to talk to
We don't have to
anybody.
bother anybody. Cheesecakes.
Does one of them say pie? These look tasty, but none of them are pie.
They are all cheesecakes.
I feel like that doesn't count. If a tart doesn't count, cheesecake definitely doesn't count.
Well, cheesecake for sure isn't pie. That's upsetting.
What counts as a pie?
I think a tart counts as a pie. It's got a pie crust and it's got a filling.
But does it have to have crust on top?
No, because pumpkin pie doesn't have crust on top. I think a tart is a tiny pie. I think it's like a pie baby.
Maybe.
Should I Google it?
Yeah, let's Google. Is tart... If you're listening, it'll be too late when you write in, but weigh
We're
in.
gonna answer
Is a
right
tart a
now.
pie? Okay. So we just posted a video to our Instagram story to see if people will vote and weigh in on whether or not a tart counts.
As a pie.
But did you find the definition?
So Google says a pie is a sweet or savory dish with a crust and a filling. A tart is a sweet or savory dish with shallow sides and only a bottom crust. So tart crusts are usually made from pastry dough, traditionally flour, unsalted butter, cold water, and sometimes sugar. So I feel like this is all bourbons are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are bourbons type of thing.
Wait.
I think all tarts are pies, but not all pies are tarts.
I don't know.
A sweet or savory dish with crust and filling. A sweet or savory dish with shallow sides and only a bottom crust.
I don't know. Jury's out. Jury's out. Okay.
So we're trying one more bakery that DJB likes. We feel
I think I've
positive
been
about
there.
this.
Well, I think it's still there.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh, here it is.
Okay.
Eva's
Bakery. Wait.
Oh no.
It's closed.
It's closed. It closes at 6 p.m. It says, look, it even says baker's pies, croissants.
Can we look in?
Artisan
I bet there are
breads.
pies in there.
Okay. Damn it.
All right.
There's literally not another bakery that I know of. I mean, we can Google one. Do you want to Google one?
No. Can we just go to the rodeo? I just want to get drunk at the rodeo.
All right, so we're gonna put a pin in the pie.
Put a pin in the pie.
And we're gonna
move on to part 2,
the beer. Which I know they're selling beer at the rodeo. So let's head to the rodeo. And we can take the streetcar there.
Oh yeah, I like the streetcar.
So now we just gotta find the right station.
Okay.
Lauren is literally feeding the birds at the streetcar station.
Just trying to do my part.
Should we play our game while we wait?
Okay.
Because our train isn't coming for another
So that woman
7 minutes.
with the phone.
The woman with the phone.
Mormon.
No, look at her sleeves. She doesn't have any.
Okay, these guys coming up.
Oh, those two dudes?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna say ex-Mormon and definitely gay.
Definitely gay because they're holding hands. Aww.
Good for you guys.
Yeah, you can tell they're ex-Mormon because one of them's wearing a polo shirt and they both have khaki shorts.
Yep.
Okay, what about these teenage girls over here? You know what?
Well, again, we got another
They're
gay
holding
guy.
hands.
They're holding hands.
There's these two lesbians holding hands.
I think the one
And then
next to
their
them is a progressive Mormon.
Yeah, I think you're right. Also, okay, so now there's a family coming up.
Mormon.
Obviously Mormon.
Obviously Mormon.
Thank you for riding with today.
And we wrapped up Pioneer Day with the rodeo.
That's true. We went to a rodeo.
We did go to a rodeo, it was an event.
It was way bigger than I thought it was going to be.
It was massive.
Yeah, and it was so chaotic that the audio we have is rough. So we're gonna do our best to sort of like recount
The story for
what happened. Okay, I see a sign for the rodeo, but I have to be honest, I smelled it before I saw the sign.
That is true.
Okay, what do we see?
We see a teepee
A few of them.
and a lot of hand cards.
Oh, that's got to be the rodeo arena over there.
Oh wow.
That's big.
That's huge.
That's like a football stadium.
Okay, so there's like a fair. Oh my god, there's mini ponies. There's miniature ponies.
And they're all tied to, it's like a ride. They're all tied to this carousel, and they are forced to walk in a circle.
This is actually kind of sad.
This is kind of sad. They look so sad. So I've been to one rodeo in my life, and it was not this big, and not this crowded, and not this stocked with vendors and carnival rides. I mean, what is... I'm seeing barbecue. I'm seeing hot dogs. I'm seeing pineapple.
Frozen custard.
I'm seeing a Ferris wheel.
Oh, Chick-fil-A.
I'm seeing a merry-go-round with fake horses, which is more humane.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm seeing, oh, here we go. Marines recruitment tent. Let's go.
Let's go.
Not to recruit, but to get a Marine. We're recruiting them.
We're here.
To be in our lives. Oh, and it's that spinny ride that made me throw up one time at the Florida State Fair when I was a teenager.
Definitely not go on that.
So not going on that. Oh, look at that guy. Red shirt. Yes, sir.
I like the other one.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This is why we're friends.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
We still don't know how to get into this venue.
I think this is what we're supposed to show you.
And that should be 2.
Oh, nice.
You guys have a good time.
That's a cool
Thank you
machine.
so much.
Okay,
Section N, row 4.
so
S,
N is over here.
N,
Or were we supposed to go
L
up?
to Q.
Q, so then it would be over here. Right?
1,000 miles from Illinois to the Utah Territory.
We're talking about the pioneers.
In the years that followed, nearly 70,000 men, women and children chartered similar paths across wind-swept plains and rugged mountains in search of religious freedom and a better way of life.
I see N over there.
Their
Just
stories
kidding.
and accomplishments
Oh, I think
Our
this
last
is us.
reminders
What
the
row?
importance
We're in
of
4.
religious freedom,
So we're here.
So we're in the front.
enduring strength,
It says 4, which is misleading because it's
of the
not
American
the 4th
people.
row, it's the first row.
Signed, Donald
Then
J.
what?
Trump, President of the United States.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh
We're
my
in the
God.
wrong place. We're in the wrong place.
Oh my god. Oh fuck.
Yeah. Dream shattered. Like, we are not finding
We are not
Mormon
finding husbands here because they're reading this statement over the loudspeaker about like the pioneer. It sounded like just like, oh, here's some history of Pioneer Day, ha 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 ha, and then it's signed
By freaking President Donald J. Trump.
who had written this letter about the pioneers, and they say, "Isn't he great?" And everybody cheers.
cheered.
Thank you, sir.
If you could see the looks on our faces right now, we're
We're a little scared.
But we committed to sitting down and enjoying the event as much as we could. And then there was the national anthem. And of course, the flag was
Ozzy.
delivered to the rodeo not by a color guard on foot, not by a guy on horseback, but
By a skydiver jumping out of an airplane.
and parachuting down into the arena.
I can't believe that guy just jumped out of a plane.
So then it started the events.
Yes.
And so for anyone who hasn't been to a rodeo, which I want to say is many, many people.
Yes.
It's like you're in a stadium seating. There's seats all around, like a small little football stadium. But instead of a grass field, it's just dirt. It's just this big dirt field, and they do different events. And this is rural sports. Like, this is redneck sports, and they take it very seriously. And each of these events, the winner was getting a cash prize of $50,000,
Yeah.
which is a lot of money.
Yes. It was intense.
So, I don't know, what were some of the events you remember?
So, the first event was the bareback bucking horse event.
Oh, yeah. So, the way it works is, well, let me just say, for listeners to the podcast, that I kind of have some cowboy blood. My mother was a rodeo girl, and I have family members in my extended family who have horses, so
DJB's a cowboy.
I'm a cowboy. And so let me explain how this works.
Yes.
Now that I've been to 2 rodeos in my entire life, I'm an expert.
You're an expert.
In this hotel room, I'm the expert. So the bareback bucking, what happens is they have these pens where it's just enough room for the horse to stand, and then that's so that they can get the cowboy on him. And then when they're ready, someone pulls the rope and it rips open the gate, and this horse just starts bucking. And there's no saddle. There's just like
A handle.
a handle that the cowboy can hold onto with one hand, and his other hand cannot touch the horse.
Yeah.
So he's holding his other hand to the side, and this horse is bucking, and he has to stand that horse for 8 seconds in order to get a score.
Right.
If he falls off the horse before then, he gets 0 points. But if he stays there for 8 seconds, this buzzer goes off,
Right.
and then he is scored. And the score is in 2 parts. The cowboy is scored on his technique, and the horse is scored on its bucking and how severe it was. And there were a couple where the horse didn't really buck much at all, so they let the
let them
rider
do it again.
do it again.
Yes.
So that was very classic rodeo. They also had one where it's just one cowboy and a calf, and he has to lasso the calf, jump off his horse, run up, flip it onto its back, and tie its legs together.
Yep.
And the goal there is to do it as fast as possible, and the fastest time wins $50,000.
Yeah. And they were doing it in like under 7 seconds.
Um,
And then the ladies did the
barrel racing,
Yep.
which was the only event that women were in, and because in rodeo there's boy events and girl events.
Right.
So the women do barrel racing, and this is what my mom did when she did
Yeah.
rodeo.
On her pony lady.
She had a pony named Lady, and ponies aren't very fast, but my mom had a good time.
That's great.
And the way it works is there's 3 barrels out in the dirt field
In like a triangle. Yeah.
And then so the women have to race out in their horse, and they basically like do this 3-way pretzel pattern around all 3 barrels as fast as they can.
And they can't hit the barrel.
And they can't knock over the barrel. You can hit it, but you can't knock it over. If it falls over, you get penalized for time.
Right.
Which means they add like 5 or 10 seconds to your score, which
is a big deal.
Yeah, you're out of it at that point.
Yeah.
And there's some fast women out there on their horses. But I think probably one of the more strange things to happen was it's a very common thing. It's called mutton busting.
Yes.
Now, I told you about mutton busting, but I didn't tell you what it was.
You told me about it, but I think hearing it described and seeing it is 2 different things.
Well, why don't you describe it?
I'll describe mutton busting. So basically, mutton busting is a sport where they take children under 10 years old.
Like 5-year-olds.
Like 5-year-olds. And they put them on the back of a sheep. And then they let the sheep out as if the sheep is the bucking bronco. And the kids, like, fall off immediately. I mean, some of them hold on, but, like, my favorite one was a kid who just immediately fell off and then was dragged for about 4 feet and then was crying. And the announcer kept being like, "These are tears of joy. He's so excited."
Tears of joy.
Oh, my God.
So much happiness flowing out of that young man.
I think every parent that puts a kid on a sheep, the parent should ride a bull.
So that's mutton busting.
Or sometimes the kid is like really determined to hold on, so he's just being dragged through the dirt by the sheep.
Then the big show-stopping number is the bull riding.
Yes, which is crazy to watch.
Which not a lot of people qualified for.
Yeah, so it's the same rules as the bareback bronco, where you have to stay on the bull for 8 seconds in order to get any score.
Right.
And how many went?
3 people placed.
7.
Yeah.
And only 3 people got qualifying scores. Everybody else fell off too soon.
Right.
It's also, I think, one of the most dangerous sports.
One of the like wranglers like got headbutted by. I thought he was gonna die.
That was very stressful.
But
he apparently was fine.
He was fine. He got like hit by the head and not by the horns.
Yeah. So here's a question, Lauren.
Yeah.
What was your favorite event?
So I am so happy that we went. I'm glad we stayed the whole time so I could make an educated decision, but I really hated it. I feel like everybody is allowed to like what they like and have their own opinions, but I feel like no part of this wasn't fucked up. Like, like truly, like the animals were like penned in corrals that like were barely bigger than they were, and like in order to make them buck, they basically tie this like strap super tight to the back of them so they're uncomfortable, so they're kicking. And then like the guys are getting like just beaten up. Like the whole thing was super gendered, and like women couldn't really compete in anything to the same level as the men. I thought it was awful that they were putting small children and like watching them get dragged around behind animals. And then the one that like I was like, this is awful, was at some point they had like a halftime show where they put this monkey on the back of a dog and like secured the monkey to the back of the dog and made the dog run around. And like the monkey was a cowboy and it was corralling sheep, but like it was like tied down to the back of a dog. I just don't and again, like there's no way to say this that doesn't like make me sound like holier than thou, but like I thought every aspect of it was like super fucked up.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you have a good time?
I did have a good time.
Other opinion.
I did have a good time. I feel like so my mother's from a more rural spot of Utah, but my military father took her away, which I don't think my grandparents ever forgave him for. And if that hadn't happened, I might have been raised in that neighborhood.
Right.
And if that had happened, I probably would have done rodeo as a kid.
Right.
Like even just like watching the horses that didn't have people on them, I was like, I just want to climb down there and ride on a horse. Like I've been around horses off and on as a kid. I've ridden horses. Like I love horses. I love horseback riding. I love cowboys.
Yeah.
I love cowboys.
It's just all goes back to cowboys.
So I want to be one. I want to be with one.
Yeah.
I'd love to ride one. And so I had a fun time. Because for me, it was sort of like, oh yeah, this is like my culture in a way.
Yeah.
You know, my grandmother voted for Trump, just like all of our grandmothers. So there was even that part of it. Maybe not all of our grandmothers.
My grandmother voted for Hillary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. But also your grandmother's in New England, isn't she?
Yeah. So it didn't matter.
Yeah. Well, not even that. It's just like exposed to things. My grandmother's not.
No, actually, I found out New Hampshire is the least diverse state in the United States.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
We'll cut all this out. But I was also, to be fair, I was also exhausted. What a long day and sleepless night we had last night.
Yeah.
And so by the time the fireworks started going off, I was ready to go home. So between Trump, animal abuse, child abuse, and sleep deprivation, we didn't get a beer at the rodeo like we had planned. So we celebrated Pioneer Day.
We celebrated Pioneer Day.
We failed at celebrating Pie and Beer Day.
Right.
Though we did try.
We tried.
But what you don't know, dear listeners, is that while we've been recording this audio to wrap the episode in, we've been celebrating the third holiday today because it's also
National Tequila Day.
So
the holiday that won't let us down.
So we've been quietly sipping, and I think we're about ready now.
Yeah.
With that in mind, we're a little ready with our tequila. I think we can get to the best part of any Pioneer Day holiday special, part 2, which is the activity.
The activity. I felt like
the rodeo wasn't the activity.
Yeah, that wasn't the activity.
We have an activity.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes. What is it?
Okay. So, in honor of Pioneer Day, I thought that maybe we would do an activity to learn a little bit more about our favorite thing, which is bull riding.
Oh, God.
And not just bull riding, but the baddest, most dangerous bull of all time, some say.
Buffalo Bill.
No. Oh. So I'm going to ask you some questions to get to know this bull.
Okay.
Whose name is, ready for it?
Yeah.
Bodacious.
Bodacious.
Bodacious the bull.
Bodacious the bull. Let's do it.
So this is Bodacious.
Bodacious.
Now, as we all know, in bull riding, part of the score is the cowboy and part of the score is the bull. And Bodacious was famous for being a high-scoring bull. And so everybody wanted to ride Bodacious. And it is estimated that there were over 135 bull riding attempts made using Bodacious during Bodacious's career.
Okay.
How many of those were successful?
So there were 135.
135. How many do you think were successful?
8.
So close. 10.
10!
By 7 different cowboys. 3 cowboys rode him twice.
Wow.
In 1991, one of those cowboys, Wade Leslie, was the first bull rider to do what?
A handstand. Final answer.
No, he was the first cowboy to score a perfect score. And you know what?
What?
Nobody's done it since.
Wow.
So Wade Leslie and Bodacious, the only
What a great pair.
In the year 2000,
yes,
Bodacious got a hoof infection.
Oh no.
And he was given medication for that, but it damaged his kidneys.
Oh no.
And he died of kidney failure. How old was he?
I don't know how old bulls live to be. I'm gonna say 20.
12.
Oh, damn. Well, how long do bulls usually live for?
So it depends. But a rodeo bull is going to live into their well into their teenage years. So he could have lived till 17, 18.
And he died at 12.
But he died at 12.
That sucks.
Before he died, though, he did retire. He wasn't an active bull riding bull at that time. And his owner, Sammy Andrews, saved something of his.
A horn.
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
It was saved.
No, I know what
before-
it is.
saved
I know
before
what
he
it
died.
is. It's poop. It's poop. My friend Andy said that part of Mormons is they pick up, what'd she call it? Buffalo chunks. Wait, what? Hold on, I'm gonna look up what she said.
Chips.
Buffalo chips, yeah.
Okay,
and
so
she
this
said
is the
they used
thing.
to burn them for fuel.
Back in pioneer days, they would pick up buffalo chips, which is dried poop from cows or buffalo.
Yeah.
And you could burn it as fuel, and you could also play with them as like frisbees.
That sounds terrible.
So that's the thing they would do. But that's not what Sammy Andrews saved.
Okay, so she didn't save poop. She didn't save a horn.
I think it's a boy, but let's feminize it.
He didn't. Sammy didn't save poop, and Sammy didn't save a horn.
No. It was saved while the bull was alive, not knowing the bull was going to die of a kidney infection or kidney failure.
Like a tooth?
No.
A testicle.
Close.
Close to a testicle? His dick? I don't know. Sperm.
Yes.
Oh, sperm. She saved sperm.
Sammy Andrews saved the semen.
I bet that semen costs a lot of money.
Well, here's the thing. So I guess they take pretty good care of these bulls. When they retire, it's like pastures for the rest of their days. And especially if they're a good bull, they'll mate them.
Yeah.
And so our final question is, good old boy Bodacious, how many different cows did he mate with in retirement?
I feel like our good old boy Bodacious met with 56 cows.
120.
120?
120 cows.
Oh my god. I picked 56.
So there might be little
Bodacious.
Bodaciouses running everywhere.
Bodacious. 126.
Yeah, 120.
120.
120.
That's so many.
Sex.
126.
That's a lot.
That's so many.
Yeah.
What a high number.
So he made good use of the life he had while he had it.
Yeah.
He bucked a lot of cowboys and fucked a lot of cows.
That's, wow. I hope that's on his tombstone.
So yeah. So that's the activity.
Great activity. We
And
learned
that's our holiday special.
Hey.
This is part 2 of 2. So this is the end. So we'll be coming back in a week or 2 with regular episodes again.
And they are great.
And feel free to reach out to us on Instagram or Twitter at Drunk Mormon Pod. We have an email address, the drunkmormonpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Facebook. You can search for us and, recommend this to a friend as a holiday gift to us. Be a good missionary.
Yeah.
But until next time, I'm David John Banks.
I'm Lauren Sackwich.
And now we bid unto all farewell.
I have a weird question. Yeah. So we were trying to find pie for Pie and Beer Day. All we could find is tarts. I think a tart is a pie. Is a tart a pie?
I feel like kind of. It's like a price show.
Are you a pastry chef though?
No, but
Okay, so
That's two people who work in a bakery who have now said that a tart is a
Pastry
pie.
chefs, but we work with it
Yeah.
40 hours a week.
What do you think?
Is what?
Is a tart a pie?
Technically, yeah.
no.
That's three. Everybody in this bakery is gonna agree with me.
No.
Thank you. A tart is a pie.